we keep saying that there are two reasons why we are still alive and still fighting. The first reason is brave men and women of Ukraine who are fighting at the front. But the second reason is brave men and women of the free world who are standing with us and supporting us.
Last night, more than 50 people were injured in Kyiv as Russia targeted the Ukrainian capital with ballistic missiles. It happened as President Zelensky was in Washington trying to secure more funding for the war, his pleas seemingly falling on deaf ears. President Biden's offered a $200 million military aid package, but that's a drop in the ocean compared to the $61 billion Zelensky asked for. EU leaders will also discuss further aid options for Ukraine tomorrow. Joining me now is Kira Rudik, who's a Ukrainian MP and leader of Golos, an opposition party. Kira, thanks. Lovely to have you back on the programme again. This sounds like a pretty dire situation, actually. I mean, can you defeat Putin, Russia, without the US footing the bill? And what's the impact on the front lines of the lack of financial help?
Hello, Mariana. Thank you so much for having me. Well, we keep saying that there are two reasons why we are still alive and still fighting. The first reason is brave men and women of Ukraine who are fighting at the front. But the second reason is brave men and women of the free world who are standing with us and supporting us. Is it possible for us to keep fighting without the financial aid and without the military aid? Well, we have no other choice than fighting. But would we be successful? That's a big question. And of course, we are fighting against an enemy that is much bigger and much stronger and has more resources. And this is why we desperately need the support that was promised by the United States and that was promised by the EU. Without this support, I honestly cannot imagine going to the front and talking to our soldiers and answering them the question like, what's going to happen to us? Are we left alone here? And so we hope that it's just the delay. It's not, it's not an interruption.
Are you worried about not just politics in America that are preventing or seem to be getting in the way of further investment, but also politics in Ukraine? We talked the other day to an MP who was echoing the mayor of Kyiv's sentiments, Klitschko, that President Zelensky is too authoritarian, that there isn't full faith in him in the way that there used to be. Do you think that that is problematic when it comes to raising money outside of Ukraine for the war effort?
Well, it is a threat, of course, and I wish all politicians in Ukraine would remember how united we were at the first months of the full-scale invasion, because all in all, if you go outside on the street and ask people what they are expecting of the politicians that they elected, is that we all concentrate on one thing: our physical existence and ability to win the war. And again, this is what I'm trying to dedicate all my efforts to, and not let the ambitions, and all of us, we have the political ambitions, but not let them stay on the way of working together as one team.
Kira,
we understand it is incredibly hard. Look, politicians are not set to work together well. We know that. But right now, we have such a bigger goal and more important goal that we need just to always keep it in mind.
Thank you very much. We've got a very sweet message. Thank you for raising Ukraine. Please tell your guests that they are not forgotten by many of us. Such brave people deserve our continued support. No time limits, says Lisa. So I hope that that's favourable news, Kira. That was Kira Rudik, Ukrainian MP. Thank you very much for joining us on Times Radio.